why did you want to do $1 Million Island? Like, what did you like expect going into it? Like, what did you think it was going to be?
So I didn't really apply. So talking to other people and their experience was a lot different than mine. I was sort of reached out to from a casting agent and they're like, we suggest you apply for this. And I'm like, all right, what is it? And they told me I'd be stranded on an island. And I'm like, you've got the wrong person. Call someone else. They ended up sending the link to me. I had a look at it, filled it out, didn't think much of it, and got a phone call saying I've made it through the next round. I'm such a high maintenance person, so I didn't see myself lasting on the show as long as I did. Um, I expected it to be a lot different though. Like I'm a big Survivor fan. So I thought it was going to be more challenge based. I was hoping for food challenges. That's all I wanted. Like I was hungry the whole time I was there. I struggled, not gonna lie.
Oh, well, you got a food challenge. We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
But
that was not fun.
but obviously, since there's like 100 people, we don't really get to see like who people bond with straight off the bat. Like especially during the bracelet ceremony, where they're like, "I'm giving you a bracelet," and we're like, "Who?" So,
Yeah, I
who
know.
did you bond with immediately on camera that we didn't even get to maybe see?
So immediately, my people were Kelly, Gabby, and Belle. So Kelly went home first episode, I believe. She got really unwell, really sick, and then it took us all by surprise. We weren't expecting it. Like it was first couple of days in and someone's being medically evacuated, it was really hard. But when she left, it was automatically Belle and Gabby were my people. You don't get to see much of them on camera, which is a bit disappointing because like we had some good times together and they would have got some good footage of us running amok. But it is what it is. So I ended up with their bracelets as well when they decided to depart.
Yeah, so I guess that leads into one of my questions. Can you kind of talk about your social game? Because I think at the time that you were like before you were nominated, you had the most bracelets in Vine Camp. Correct me if I'm wrong. But can you kind of talk about like getting those bracelets from like Kelly and Gabby and like just your social game in general?
Yeah. So I didn't even feel like I was playing a social game. Like it's just who I am as a person. I'm a manager in my everyday life, so I'm always surrounded by large groups of people. And I didn't really think I was playing a social game until I was put up for elimination. First bracelet was Kelly's. That really clarified for me as a person the ability I have to form connections with people in such short amount of times. Then Gabby, sorry, Belle goes home first, and we have a conversation. We all sit down together and we decide to give Belle's bracelet to Gabby. So I didn't have all of the bracelets because I knew by if I got those bracelets straight away, I would have been put up for elimination. When Gabby goes home, obviously I get the bracelets because of our great relationship, and Jonathan puts me up.
Yeah, so why did you choose Vine Camp out of all the camps? It was obviously the most one of the most popular camps in terms of members. So why Vine out of the other three?
To be honest, sorry, I'm just putting my phone on mute. To be honest, I wanted top camp. So we had a lot of issues on day one. Like day one was just a mess. We were running around, we didn't know what was going on. There was like no instructions, which looking back at it was like quite funny. But I wanted top camp and I had a lot of good connections with people in top camp. Being Croupy, Olivia, those sort of peoples I really enjoyed. But then I don't know what happened. I ended up at Vine Camp and they didn't really show, but Vine Camp, we had too many people. And I mean, I think like we were only allowed 25 or 30. I can't even remember. It was that long ago. But we were well and truly over. And I just what was that?
Oh, keep going. Sorry, my bad.
Oh. So you're okay. And I grabbed, because I didn't know Gabby at this point. I grabbed Belle and I grabbed Kelly. I'm like, follow me. And I literally just walked us into the middle. And I'm like, we're not moving. Because I was scared that we were going to get separated. I didn't want to get separated.
Did Top Camp like kick you out? Because I spoke to Mike and Ellie, and they said that every single camp kicked them out, and that's why they chose Log. So did you even try to go up to the other camps?
Yeah, so we were running, Kelly and I were running up and down the beach, like up and down. Top camp, we thought Brianna was there first, Baldy Bree. We thought she was there first. Um, but in hindsight, Chelsea was there first, but we didn't realize. So we get into a massive fight, like saying, this is our camp. And then she's like, no, 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 this is our camp. So then when we left top camp, we ran all the way down to log camp. People were in log camp, ran all the way down to rock camp. People were there. And then we ended up with all the other people in Vine. But Vine was the place to be, just saying. We had the best group of people.
Yeah, I mean that first like opening scene, you all looked like the characters from like Lost being out on
Literally.
that island.
It
But
felt like that.
but going into like before you get nominated, obviously, when people quit, was there anyone that you expected that was like gonna give you a bracelet that didn't? I mean, obviously you were pretty popular and Rock had to give to Log, but was there any like shocking like screw you, how did you not give me a bracelet?
To be honest, no. Like all the people that quit, they had their own reasons and they had who they wanted to give their bracelets to. Um, I'm really happy with, like, especially in Vine Camp. I can't talk for all the other camps, but Vine Camp, every time someone left for a reason in Vine Camp, you automatically knew who they were giving their bracelet to, based on the connections that were made. Like, connections were number one for all of us throughout the game. And that's why when I see some of these comments, it's an MDI like Facebook page, like for the fans, and they're like discussing when people are quitting, why are they not saving people that are up for elimination? But people don't realize that it's a connection game. Like if I was quitting and there were people, I wouldn't give it to them who are leaving from elimination because I didn't form connections with them. I didn't even know who they were. Like I'd give them to my girls, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just give them to your friends. That's the only
Exactly.
That's the only problem with the show is there's so many people that you don't get to see the relationships. So I wish there was like secret scenes or something that they would air like on the side so you could actually know what these relationships are. Did you steal any food from Rock Camp?
I didn't even know what was going on. Everyone was yelling. I think, what was I doing? I think Belle, myself, and Gabby, we were just sunbaking, to be honest. And everyone's running. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I was so confused. No, it wasn't Belle. Belle would have been gone. I don't even know who I was with. I was sunbaking on the beach. Like, I was delusional. Like, I didn't know what was going on. People are running, stealing food. Then I ran over. I'm like, guys, I don't think this is such a good idea. Poor Tess here. But that didn't stop anyone.
Yeah, I'm speaking to her on Wednesday, so I can't wait to get her perspective on it.
You won't be happy.
But going into that fifth nomination, like I said, I think you did have the most bracelets at that time in Vine, right? I think Annalise had three and you had the most with four, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Yeah.
So were you shocked about being nominated? Like obviously we saw that you were talking about like Jonathan's gay, he's not gonna nominate me because I'm gay. And Matt was like, have you even spoken to him? And you're like, no. So was there anything that you could have done or like could have said to him, even like maybe in the second nomination, like to make you seem more comfortable with him or anything like that?
So there actually was a gay alliance on the island, and every gay was in that alliance. So Gary from Rock Camp, he gave his bracelet to Jonathan to keep the gay alliance going. Next elimination, he puts me up. So I didn't feel like I had to talk to him based on the fact that I saved him once when Yasmin got the power. So, like, you think it would like return, you know what I mean? Going back, if I could go back in time, I would definitely talk to him and I'd say we're still good, yeah, just so I wasn't mentally like surprised. Cause you seen me, like I was like not stressed. I'm like, I'm fine. I got this. Yeah, no, put up for elimination.
Yeah, so what's that feeling like when you see the board? Are you like, what is going on? And seriously, out of 100 people, how do you only cast 3 people that are gay? Like, that's not very good ratio numbers wise.
I know. I was when I seen that board, I was actually pissed off and like I had to calm myself down because I didn't want to cause a scene on national television because I can get a bit feisty. But it sucks. It sucks that I was put up. I know why I was put up. It was because of all those bracelets, but I wanted him and we get into a massive fight in the arena because I'm like, I want you to tell everyone how I'm getting these bracelets. I just wanted him to validate and clarify for everyone my ability to form connections with people, but he wouldn't do that.
So going into the challenge, I spoke to Titus and I just didn't understand this. Why did you go in for Titus first? Because he wasn't coming after you. I mean, the smartest play would have been take out Brett, then you take out Parker, then you take out Titus, and then it's you, Sarah, and Doc. 3 people
Yeah.
left. Probably win that challenge because I assume you and Sarah would go after Doc before um, she would go after you.
So the thought process behind that before the elimination challenge, I sort of was prepared to go home before even doing the challenge. Like I was sort of in that mind space. Like I accepted the fact that if I didn't win, I would go home. I didn't want to be shocked and I didn't want to be depressed. So I was worried about my Vine camp because I knew they were gonna like be up, like everyone would come after them. I went and spoke to Brett and Chelsea from Top Camp, and I said, we need an alliance moving forward. So an alliance between Vine Camp and Top Camp. If any of us get the power, all of the votes will go on Log Camp. So we set that alliance, went into the challenge. That's why Brett wasn't put up first thing, because I didn't want to break that alliance and I wanted to protect all of my Vine people. Titus was just making lots of comments. Like I love Titus, like off the island, on the island. Like I wanted to hit him. He was making so many comments, but I'm like, nah, guys, we're getting rid of Titus. I really controlled that who got voted when. But yeah, clearly didn't work out for me. I shouldn't have been petty.
So, why did you have that mindset of like you basically almost resigned yourself to going home at that point? Like, did you like just seeing the elimination? Were you like, I'm going home, or was it like before the fact where you didn't know what it was? Because some of these eliminations are like crapshoots. You never know what they're going to be.
Yeah. I guess it was more the fact I seen how other people reacted when they didn't win their challenge, and I didn't want that to be me. Like a lot of people, like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for them. Um, and the impact it had on them when they lost their challenge and they went home, I didn't want that to be me. So I just prepared myself mentally. Like I sat myself down. I'm like, Brock, you might not win this challenge, but that's okay because you get to go home and you get to see your mum and you get to see your dog. Like that's all I was thinking about the whole time. Um, but yeah, I was just like I was ready. Not ready to go. Like if I didn't get put up for elimination, I would have still been there. But like I was ready. And I can't swim, mind you. And my challenge was over water. I was panicking.
Wait, if you couldn't swim, why did they give Doc a life jacket and not you?
Because I told them I could swim because I didn't want to wear a life jacket.
Oh, I was like, are they just leaving you out to die? Like, that's not
No, I
nice.
was not wearing a life jacket. No way.
So obviously after you fall in the challenge, like did you think you had like any chance like during that, like seeing the format of it, or were you just like I'm screwed, or were you like, hey, I lasted a lot longer than I think I would have?
I lasted like I knew I wasn't going to win that. Like, I don't go to the gym. Like, I'm not a physical person. And that was like hard. I'm telling you, people like, oh, it doesn't look hard. I'm like, you get up there. I'm like, you hold your arms up in the air for 10 minutes and tell me if that's easy. Imagine then having weight on it. It was hard. I was so surprised because when I first took the restraint off. I looked at Sarah. I wish I put it in. It was the funniest thing ever. I'm like, Sarah, I can't do this. I'm dropping right now. And like she's talking me out of it. And for like a solid 1 minute before we start like the weight coming down to us, I'm like, Sarah, I can't do this. Like it's hard. And she's like, Brock, just shut up and do it.
So after you fall, you obviously have the survival challenge next. So maybe like what's your mindset like in the time where you have to like wait before you go on the survival challenge, and like what were you hoping for? Because we've seen like, I wouldn't say yours was the most easiest one, but like you guys kind of got off scot-free compared to the ones where it's like you have to stay up for an entire night tending a fire.
Yeah. I was looking back, watching the show, seeing all the other survival challenges. I wish mine was something with fire because, like, I practiced every night in my backyard how to start a fire with flint, like, and I could get a fire in 3 seconds. That was one thing I really wanted. Then I find out I'm eating all this stuff. I was not happy. Like, I was feral. I don't even eat eggs normally.
Yeah, so how bad was that balut? Because I don't know if you've watched like US Survivor, but that's like a classic like Survivor eating challenge. Like you have to eat the balut. So how bad was the balut? Because did you finish that and did you end up getting to the other things? Or I don't know if we saw that on camera or not.
So you don't see where I get up to on camera. I do eat the 2 balut eggs, and let me tell, it was more the smell that got to me. And then I was the first person to start gagging, and then after that, Parker non-stop gagging, like non-stop. And then it just becomes a mental thing. The hardest thing about the egg, it was like hard, like a real rock hard, and then soft and fluffy. And I'm a big texture person. I'm like, nah, I can't do this. But I ate the 2 eggs, and then I was running through the bush to find I don't even know what they were, the little worm things.
Yeah, like grubs. So they were like
Yeah,
larvae.
whatever, something like that. And then like I couldn't find these little things. I'm running around. I'm like, hello, where are you? And then we found them, run back, and Doc won. As soon as I run back, Doc won. But I was so happy for Doc because like he checked out ages before that.
I'll be that'll be interesting to ask him because I'm interviewing him like right after you. So
He lives up the road from me.
oh, that's interesting. I'm literally interviewing him in like 2 hours.
How funny.
But so after you lose the survivor challenge, was there anyone that you thought that you could have got like a bracelet from, or like was I know like Sue and Kara were obviously they quit, but was there anyone like on the fence that you were like, okay, I can get a bracelet from them, or were you just like resigning yourself like Sarah that you're going home?
Yeah, so Sarah and I sat down, we had a conversation, and we're like, everyone is content in this game, and I mean content. So I knew Sue and Kara were thinking of going home, but like I didn't form any relationships with them. So I wasn't gonna go and beg for a bracelet to 2 people I've spoken to once in my life. Like I spoke to Kara a couple of times. Kara's now one of my besties, by the way, after the show. But it's hard. There was so many people, you can't get to know everyone.
I have to ask, were there any love connections or rivalries on the show like that we didn't get to see? Maybe like in Vine Camp, because a lot of the rivalries were like in Log Camp and Top Camp, but we didn't really see too much tension in Vine Camp early on.
There was only one person we had issues with in our camp. Her name was Annie. I don't
Oh,
know if anyone's mentioned her. Yeah, exactly. Who? She was a character. She was a nice lady, but she was causing a lot of drama within our camp. She was going off telling other camps things that weren't even true, that we were excluding her, that we were bullying her. My camp was the most loving on that island. And for her to like tear their name, like I was pissed. She ended up leaving, but I don't think we've seen her once on TV, to be honest. Annie, she had like red hair. Like she was a pretty mum. She was like 40 maybe.
yeah,
There
was
was
there
no
anyone?
love in camp. Gabby and I, we were kissing nonstop, left, right, and center. Like we were hoping they would show it more. We're like, all right, let's get some screen time by kissing. And I mean, we kissed at least 20 times.
Pretty fun
Yeah.
stories from, I'll call it Loser's Lodge.
We had the best time after the island. Like I thought they were going to get us on a plane and get us straight out of there. But when my group got put up for elimination lost, we they couldn't get us on a flight for a week because it was Chinese New Year. So we were stuck there. But it was so fun. Like we got to that's when I really formed a relationship with Cara, Titus, like people like I didn't get to talk to. And we are just running amok in Malaysia.
Do you have any fun behind the scenes stories, maybe even like pregame or out on the island that we didn't get to see?
Gabby and I, the first night Belle goes home, we wake up and because there was a wild boar on the island and this thing was massive, right? And we're like told not to go near it, like it will attack you. We wake up and it's at our feet. And I wish I got that on camera because you just see both of us like screaming. I then go to get up, like, because lying on our backs, and then I knock myself out on the structure. That's why in my challenge, you can see like I have like a cut here. Like I full knocked myself out. I thought I gave myself a concussion. I wish I got that. Like it was funny.
Oh my God. So then what do you take away from the experience like overall?
Don't trust Jonathan. No, I'm joking. Um, just to like really get to know people and really understand what people are going through, like talking to a lot of people on the island, a lot of people had so much deep stuff going on, like in their personal lives. And instead of automatically judging someone, get to know the person first. Take the time, get to know them, and see what's going on with them. Like, I've never really looked at life that way. Like, I used to be a very, I wouldn't say judgmental, but if someone like did something to me that didn't like align with me, I'd automatically like, nah, don't want nothing to do with them. But then I don't know what's going on in their personal life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, the amount of opportunities that are out there, like everyone I spoke to, they had different ambitions, different things they want to do with their lives. And it really like got me thinking, I want more with my life. Like I want more. Like a lot of people, they do modeling, they do TV work, they have their own businesses. And it was good just to hear everyone and what they do, because then it really like you can start thinking like, what do I want to do? Like, so I'm working on something that will be launching soon, but like, and then all these other connections now, and we can all like use each other to grow.
But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you so much. You have a nice one.
Yeah, of course. Bye.